Hello everyone and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Today, just like everyone else, I'm here to say that it's gotten worse and really fast too. Now, if you haven't played the most recent mission for Season of the Deep, I highly recommend you do that before finishing or even, going beyond this point. I'll try to put a timestamp here, but in general, you probably just want to go do it if you don't care. And you were like me and you've already seen this cutscene before the story was released because it was leaked a while back, then I guess you probably don't care, right? But we finally got information on what the witness is. And it's more so of like, the witness isn't a person, it's people, it's a conglomerate, it's a metamorphosis. I guess the best way to really surmise it is it's a fusion of one of the first species to ever be blessed with the Traveler's Light. And that's cool. It's a really cool story. Essentially, you have, and this is the best way I can put it really, you have an old ex-girlfriend of the Traveler, or boyfriend, who knows, that is coming back because it's upset with the way the Traveler conducts itself. And they want answers, right? The Traveler basically, went to go grab milk and never came back. And the witness was like, oh, one way or another, I'm gonna find you. And that's eventually what happened. Now there's, a bit more nuance than that, and, that's basically the gist of it. And the nuance is what makes it better. But Bife put it perfectly. We kind of got the car without wheels. And kind of the way I was looking at it was, Lightfall, simply put, was just a half-baked DLC. It had the build-up, it had the gameplay, it had the potential with all the characters. It just didn't have the ending or any type of motivation to be like, oh my gosh, we have to stop this. In the first mission, Osiris is like, he's setting the stakes. He says, if the witness gets to the Veil, it's over. That happened. It's not over, so it doesn't feel like the stakes are there if, what was set up to be like, oh my gosh, if this happens, we're done. It happened. The Veil established a link with the Traveler again. Nothing horrible has happened yet. And now that we know the witness just wants to rewrite its image of a perfect reality, one presumably without the Traveler in it at all. So, again, it's really cool, but Lightfall would have been so much better off if we had known that. It sets the stakes for the final shape, and it means, listen, we've got to kick it in gear. The Guardians, the humanity, everyone has to figure this out quickly. Because, let's just think about this in some other terms, right? If you're about to die, right, as your entire civilization is about to go extinct, right, because this entity has the ability or is about to rewrite reality without you inside of it. And this is what the Vex have tried to do this before. That was the whole plot of Curse of Osiris with Panoptes. Panoptes was trying to write us out of existence, or at least an existence where, or timeline, where the soul system was just dead. I guess getting written out of existence was more Atheon's thing, but anyways. But if you knew that was going to happen, would you realistically wait a year's time to do anything about it? Now, of course, we saw at the beginning of Season of the Deep, right? We were trying to send Guardians, and poor Joxer, right, met his demise at the hands of the Traveler OC, if you will. And we can't get in, right? But again, presumably the Witness has had plenty of time to do whatever it is they needed to do in order to complete the final shape. Yet, it's not done yet. So, like, that's confusing to me. I don't know. The whole story thing is just, it's bad. Whoever made the decision to wait until this season, till week 5 of the season following the season where this needed to be told, it was a bad decision. And narratively, again, it doesn't make sense. So, the build-up is nice for villains. It's not good when it's exposition that was needed a very long time ago. This comes at a really bad time for Bungie. It should be a positive thing, right? And it isn't, because you have videos like Aztecross, which I haven't watched the video yet, but I can only really assume that he hits some really good points about how Destiny is really a landmine microtransaction encounter in something. You know, you buy Destiny 2, you have to get X, Y, and Z expansion in order to even have a chance to do some of the endgame activities. I've already talked about how many times I've bought Galahorn, so I'm not going to try to beat a dead horse in that regard, because I'm pretty sure Aztecross, you know, it's not a dead horse. I shouldn't say that. It's very much a thing that needs to be addressed if you're Bungie. So I'm going to link that video in the description. Go give that a watch if you haven't watched it already. And there are much more concerns than microtransactions, right? I think Final Shape right now, it needs to be phenomenal. And that kind of expectation is just going to set you up for failure every single time. That was the expectation with Lightfall, right? Was that it was going to be one of the best Destiny DLCs to ever be had. But it wasn't. It wasn't even close. And it was all because of the narrative. The gameplay was fantastic. The environment was great. Nimbus was a fun character. Rohan got done really dirty. He didn't have a chance to breathe, literally, as a character. It would have been very nice to see, and you know, I've said this, but it would have been nice to see him grow as a character in between Lightfall, and then, you know, maybe you give him a send-off in Final Shape, right? He sacrifices himself to save Nimbus. But, you know, he technically did that, but his death was... It didn't feel as impactful as, say, the death of Amanda Holiday, right? So, as much as I'd like to sit here and talk more about this stuff, it infuriates me, and I'm genuinely considering taking a long hiatus from Destiny before the Final Shape, just to kind of refresh my love for the game. You know, I haven't played Breath of the Wild, and after I beat that, I'm going to buy Tears of the Kingdom, and I am doing my first playthrough of Elden Ring. I've had so much fun playing that game. I've never played any From Software games, and it's challenging, but it's so worth it. And you know, there are plenty of other great games that are coming out right now, and I feel like Destiny has really narrowed my vision as far as games. And you know, for some people, you have to say maybe it's time to take a break, but also objectively, I'm still going to be making videos here, right? Because I love talking about how, you know, Destiny is a great game, and the meme that's going around, right? The real Destiny killer isn't gonna be Anthem or, you know, Starfield. It's gonna be Bungie themselves killing the game. And that's not entirely untrue, and I think there are a lot of mistakes that have been made recently, and that will probably continue to be made. but I do believe Bungie has the ability to turn everything around. And so, you know, I'll be back. I'll still be here. You know, I bought the annual pass. I'm kind of stuck into playing this game for a while, but that doesn't mean I can't go and play other games and have other experiences in the meantime. So I might make some other videos on those other games. I'll definitely be streaming them if you want to watch me stream that. So yeah. Anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts on everything that's going on the cutscene. I mean, I think it was great. I know there was some potentially plagiarized artwork in there. I know there's some fine print that makes it not plagiarized, but also kind of, that's a bad PR look. But it's not the first time that's happened with Bungie, stealing or copying artwork from another content creator or an artiste if you will. So yeah, anyways, I hope to see you guys in the next one. If you haven't subscribed, please do give a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.